think everyone here wants to go to heaven, right? Is there anybody who doesn't? No. Come on, bro. I mean, hopefully not. You're in the right place. Right? Come on, heaven. In the right place. Let's turn to Luke chapter 14 to see a little bit about what heaven is like.
Go, Luke.
Let's go, Trent.
Now, sometimes when I like to fantasize about what heaven's like and what's waiting for us there, I can think of like, okay, do we have animals? Do we have pets? Are they going to be like earth pets or heaven pets? You know, are we gonna play sports and not get tired? And you know, can I go to the gym and not have to watch my macros? You know what I mean? Is that what heaven's like? Well, you know what? The Bible actually says that whatever you imagine, it's not even close. The Bible says that no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no human mind has conceived the things that God has prepared for those who love Him. But we do get a glimpse of it in Luke chapter 14. And in verse 15, the Bible says, when one of those at the table heard him say this, he said to Jesus, "Blessed is the one who will eat at the feast in the kingdom of God." Jesus replied, "A certain man was preparing a great banquet and invited many guests. At the time of the banquet, he sent his servant to tell those who had been invited, 'Come, for everything is now ready.' But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, 'I just bought a field, and I must go and see it. Please excuse me.' Another said, 'I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me.' Still another said, 'I just got married, so I can't come.'"
Oh my God.
The servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, "Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame." "Sir," the servant said, "what you have ordered has been done, but there is still room." Then the master told his servant, "Go out to the roads and the country lanes and compel them to come in, so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of those who were invited will get a taste of my banquet." The title of this lesson is The Great Banquet.
Amen.
So, you know, Jesus often spoke and taught in parables. And of course, you know, a parable is a physical story with a spiritual lesson. And when we see these parables, we always have to identify who is who. So in this parable, who is the master? Well, obviously that's God, right? It's Jesus himself. And we also see another group of people, the servants. And who are the servants? Well, it's us. It's the Christians. And that's what we're going to be focusing on the first point today. The first point is called the Great Invitation. You know, here it's described as a banquet, heaven is. And recently, fresh in my memory still is the Emerson's wedding vow renewal. That was awesome. And after the ceremony, we went and to Sangha Hall there and went to go eat. And I mean, the atmosphere was amazing. You guys really did a great job with that. Yeah. But you know, the lighting was good. We had so much food, just a massive spread, and it was something to behold. Each table had its own little centerpiece. There was like a little, you guys remember those little garden light things? They had like shells on them, and it was a great time. There was dancing, music. They had everyone was dressed in white on the groomsmen and the bridesmaids. And you know, I'm thinking about the food. That was, I don't want to say it's my favorite part, but it was up there. It was great. You know, and actually, before that day, I'd actually never seen in person a whole roasted pig. I'd seen it in movies and stuff like that. There was 2. Thank you. There's 2. I'd seen him in movies. You know, he's got the apple in his mouth, and it's like, poor guy, he's just trying to get a snack. And you know, you see you see it's like you Welcome to Paradise in the movies, right? You see like the 2 women, they got the palm fronds, and they're like welcome. And we got Savannah and Madison doing that. Just to keep the flies off, it was still pretty good. And I remember going through the line, and there's so many choices of food. And I got to the whole roast pig. I'm like, well, I've never seen one of these. I'm gonna try it out. And as they're serving, I got my plate. She's like digging around for the meat. And I'm like, no, this one. She's like, that's fat. I'm like, yeah. I want the skin too, the skin. And it was good. Of course, I'm a total Gentile, if you couldn't tell. Under the old covenant, you couldn't eat pork, and fat also was also forbidden, so there I am eating pork fat. But, amen. Amen. Thank God for the new covenant, eh? But, this is what it's like. We go to heaven, and it's described as this awesome party. And the scene so far today has been, top notch. Like, I've been having a great time. I don't know about you guys. It sounds like you're having a great time. But the singing in heaven, the food in heaven, the everything that is there is just super awesome, and I'm super excited to get there. Hopefully, if I make it. And we in this parable are the servants. We're the Christians, the disciples. And what does the master tell us to do? He says, go out and compel them to come in. Go and give them the invitation. Like I sent it to them, you gotta tell them to come in. And I mean, how hard is that? How hard was it to send invitations to the wedding renewal? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't hard. I'm sure people were super stoked. But that's what we get to do. That's the charge that we get to do. We get to go out there and we get to proclaim the great invitation to bring people out to the kingdom of God. Say, hey, come out to church. It's awesome. Come out to Bible talk. It's awesome. Get into the Bible with me. It's awesome.
Come on, bro.
And if you think it's awesome, which it is, then they're going to want to do it too. We've been going out and sharing our faith on campus more and more frequently. It's been actually an awesome time. Recently we linked up with the campus ministry and went and shared the faith. It's kind of funny. It's like sometimes people are not always fired up to listen to church people. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird though? I mean, if if heaven is a party and people don't want to come, I mean, there's a word for that. It's party pooper, you know what I mean? Come on, it's fun. You know what I mean? Let's have a good time. And so, and I get it. I mean, there's times where people are just downright nasty. You know what I mean? I remember Todd. Maybe you remember this. We were sharing the other day, maybe a couple weeks ago, and we're at this table out in front of the library, and we're talking to people, and okay, well, let me get your number, and I'll send you an invite. And so, okay. So we go to the next table, and we walk up, and I go, hey, my name's Trent. And the guy goes, keep walking, preacher. All right, you're lost, man. You know what I mean? But I know it happens. But we shouldn't get discouraged. I mean, one, this is awesome to come here and to see the kingdom of God and to proclaim this new life that we all live. It really is like a party, and I'm super excited. So, one interesting point here in verse 23, the Bible says, then the master told his servant, go out to the roads and the country lanes and compel them to come in, so that my house will be full. God wants a full house. He doesn't want to show up on the last day with nobody showing up. You know what I mean? How much of a bummer would that be? But this word compel, this word kind of stood out to me, so I looked it up. And Webster's defines the word compel as to drive or urge forcefully or irresistibly, or to cause, to do or occur by overwhelming pressure. So God tells us to go out and to overwhelm these guys with pressure to come out to church. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, isn't that incredible? Of course, we want to do it tactfully. We don't want to hold them down, but we want to compel these people to come out because we know it's awesome and it's going to be a great time. So the point, the first point is the great invitation. Thank you.
Say it with your chest. We're going to keep it toned down today. I don't want to scare nobody out of But awesome job, Trent. Thank you for sharing that. So if you guys didn't notice, Trent was talking about there's going to be 3 different types of people we're going to talk about in the parable. So I get the honor and privilege of talking about the second person that's in this parable, and it's the people that make the excuses. So you were having fun earlier, it's probably not going to be so fun now. I'm tighten my belt and we can get into it. so we're gonna talk about the people who make excuses. So we're gonna read it, and I'm gonna tell you what I think about every time I read the scripture, every time I've ever read the scripture, what I think. So in Luke 14, verse 18 to 20, these are my people, right there. It says, but they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, I have just bought a field, and I must go and see it. Please excuse me. Another said, I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me. Still another said, I just got married, so I can't come. You know, I was thinking about like these people, they come up with these lame excuses, you know, for why they couldn't come. But I was thinking about it, like they're the people that already had the invites. You know, like with Shanga's wedding, they didn't like wait till the day off and be like, hey, here's an invite, and then send somebody else to be like, hey, are you coming to that party that you got the invite? No, it was prior, way prior. Especially back in the day, they didn't have printers and things like that. They probably did stuff in stone. I don't even know, like hand carved things. You know what I mean? They gave him this big rock. He's like, here's my invitation. Hand carved, you know what I mean? Like, you know, are you gonna come? I don't want to give this to anybody. You promise to what? You know, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna come. Yeah, I'm coming. Remind me. Prepare to carry this thing. I got it. Don't worry. You know, and so you got this crazy reminder to come. You know, so every time I read this scripture, I always think of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Every time. Hands down, I don't know how many times people have read the scripture and shared the scripture, I cannot get that out of my mind. So, most of you have seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, either new, which is the better one, or the new, or the old one, which is the better one, I'm sorry. Or the new. I'm sorry, I had to clarify that. I didn't want to get stolen on the way out. But you have this movie, right? And the premise of this movie is, there's this factory. It looks plain and simple, just a factory. Then you have this guy Willy Wonka, and he has all his little helpers. So nobody in that factory has ever come out of that factory to talk about what's in that factory. Everybody in that factory is in that factory. Nobody ever left. They're all in there. And you have Willy Wonka who's like, oh, I'm gonna have this great idea. I'm gonna send out 5 golden tickets around the world. Whoever gets them is gonna get a chance to see the wonderment of happening. So he sends them out. You got these people eating way too many chocolate bars and diabetes going all around, and you got all this crazy stuff. But they are literally fighting for this golden ticket to get into this factory. You know? And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about this, and the only difference is that they were fighting for this golden ticket. These guys got the golden ticket. They were literally handed a golden ticket. Like, yeah, I want you to come to this factory. The banquet, factory correlation, come and check it out. It's going to be amazing. Like, nobody else has ever seen it. You're going to be the first people to come check it out. You got the people in Willy Wonka fighting for this golden ticket, willing to pay millions of dollars. You had the one dad like hire a factory of his own to just shell chocolate bars to they found the ticket. You know? And so I was thinking about it, and I'm like, man, how lame is that? Like, they would want to go to this factory of candy or whatever. They didn't even know what's in this thing. It could have been Death Trap. I don't even know. But they were willing to spend all this money, all this time, all this effort to get a golden ticket for a factory. And these people, a long time ago, got an invite to this great banquet that they have no idea what it is. You know, so I was thinking about it, like, imagine if they're working that hard for their golden ticket, and when it comes time for them to go, the guy comes and reminds them, hey, don't forget your golden ticket, the factory day opening, it's gonna be ready in a couple hours, you know, and in sight. And then the guy goes, oh, I bought a field, I bought an acre of land out in HPP. So I was thinking about checking that out instead, and I was gonna watch the grass grow. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I would be confused if I was a servant. Like, all right, I don't know why you can watch grass grow, but whatever. Okay, that's fine. You go to the next guy, and the next guy's like, oh, I gotta go get my oxen. I just bought some oxen. I gotta try them out. Like, oh, what about the factory? You know, Willy Wonka. Nah, I bought some oxen. I gotta go try them out. And correlation would be, I just bought one used car. I gotta now go test drive it. So you bought the car, and then now you're gonna test drive it. Roger that. Okay, lame excuse number 2. Let's go to the next guy. Then you know you come to a guy who's about to get married, and then you know, anybody who's been married, all you married people out there, you guys know the planning it takes to make a party. You gotta talk to the people in your group party, and you gotta do all these 100,000 things you gotta do before your wedding. You get to your wedding, most of the time you take like one bite and talk to people. Like I had certain food for my wedding that I never even get to eat. I was upset with myself because I liked it. But, you know, so I can understand this guy's one. Like, this guy's like, just got married. I'm super tired. And I get that. And it makes sense. It's logical to me. But still, he took that invitation prior, and now he's making an excuse. Not you know, so I was just thinking about these guys and how it can relate to today. You know, for anybody who's ever had a chance to study the Bible and made as a disciple, you are the one that has the golden ticket. You know, you're the one that has this golden ticket that God gave us freely. And, you know, he's our Willy Wonka. He's our Willy Wonka. And he gave us this ticket, you know, he gave us this ticket with the expectation that we said yes, that we would want to come to his factory of wonderment. You know, which is heaven, like Chuck was talking about earlier. But for these guys, it was on the day they made one excuse. But for us, it's we get the ticket one day, and then we live our life. And the chance to go to the factory or to get to heaven is at the end of our life, or whenever that time is. But for us, it's not one excuse. A lot of times we can make multiple excuses throughout our life. You know, I'm not gonna stand up here and be like, I never did make an excuse in my life before I was a disciple or now. There's been times where my heart has been hardened, and you know, I'll make literally lame excuses like I gotta go watch grass grow. I can't be there, I gotta watch grass grow. Or I get on sniff, I'm pulling nose hair, my nose will bleed a little bit, so I kind of come sorry. You know. Me over here trying to be all tough, I got a little nose bleed, kind of come. You know, but you know, it's not about that, it's about my heart was just not in the right spot. I was like these guys, I made a commitment to God, and at some point in time, my heart was just like, come on, make an excuse. And usually though, I don't make weak excuses, I usually make good excuses if I make an excuse, like a wedding guy, make something like so people don't ask me questions after, like throw an excuse out there, they're like, oh, it makes sense, and I'm like, oh. Just walk away. So don't be like me, give weak excuses so people can ask you questions, don't be good excuse maker, like me. But, you know, in this parable, there are those people, you know, you have the servant come out and he wanted to make sure that they wanted to come. And they did it. They chose to make an excuse not to come. You know, for us here today, like if you are somebody who has a golden ticket, where are you at today? Are you making I gotta watch grass grow excuses, which are pretty lame, but you know where your heart is. Are you test driving cars? You know, that you bought before you went out there. Do you have good excuses like I just got married, so I'm super duper tired? You know, and I don't know exactly where anybody is. Maybe you guys are the servants out there asking, hey, are you here? Are you coming? I don't know where you guys are, but if you're the one making excuses, then talk to somebody. Get open about it. Why are you making excuses? Because the only thing we gotta do is we gotta just serve God. Serve a God that is literally taking care of us from the time before we were born up until right now. You know? And all we do is we serve Him and He takes care of us. It's pretty simple. I would never want to have my own business just because I know how hard it can be to manage and do all these things. Like I want to go to work and do a job and then go home and leave the job there. That's what I want to do. You know, so for me it's like being a disciple is just I get to go and serve and I get to go home. I don't gotta manage what is magical things that managers do. I don't even know what they do. But wherever you are in life, the one thing I want you to do is don't make the greatest mistake by making excuses and walking away from it. You know, don't let Willy Wonka be disappointed with you for turning down his invitation. You're so free to do. So with that, we're okay, always gonna close this out.
Most of you know I'm recovering from some throat thing, maybe some laryngitis or something from Wednesday. If you were here on Wednesday night, you would have heard how hoarse my voice was. Okay? Sound like a pig or some kind of other animal. But amen. So it's a lot better from then. So kind of like that. But so today we have an amazing lesson. It's entitled The Great Banquet. We have point number 1 with the great invitation. Point number 2, the great mistake. And point number 3, the great reward. I'll pick up here in Luke chapter 14, verse 21. The Bible says, the servant came back and reported to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame. Sir, the servant said, what you ordered has been done, but there is still room. Then the master told his servant, go out to the roads and the country lanes and compel them to come in so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of those who were invited will get a taste of my banquet. Very amazing here. I'm trying to mention the word compel. Right? It means to forcefully urge people to come out, right? Well, why? Because it's something very amazing, something very spectacular, right? Otherwise, why would you compel somebody, right? It'd be in vain, it'd be for nothing, right? Never in my life would I try and compel somebody to come to something if I did not think it was awesome myself. You know, it's cool because the head title for this lesson is The Great Banquet, right? How many of us in here have ever been to like a high school banquet or middle school banquet? I only see 1 or 2 hands. They're really okay. I see a bunch of hands. Okay, we're all honest here. So we all know you get dressed up, right? I mean, who will come there with pajamas? I mean, nobody, right? Hopefully. Right, but we all know that for something very awesome, you need to dress accordingly, amen? You come to church, you dress accordingly, right? Because you want to please God, amen?
Amen, bro.
And again, what's so awesome here in this passage is that it's a very great banquet, and none other than the host of Jesus, right? And now back at this time, you know how Trent and Ronald were mentioning, we had the Emerson wedding recently. I was a part of it, also one of the groomsmen. Super awesome, man. But back at this time, in biblical times, the invitations for the great banquet or any kind of thing like this were actually sent out months, maybe even years in advance to the date of the banquet. So if you suddenly couldn't make it, it's like, well, you knew like months from now, maybe even years from now, and you, like on the day of, decided not to come because you wanted to watch the grass grow. Right? And so back then, it'll be a great insult to, on the day of the banquet, say, you know, I'm not going to come. I mean, how would you feel, right? You have an entire family barbecue at your house, and Ben's going to cook. I mean, if it's like Master Chef Winner times 5 or something like that. So Ben's going to cook, and then we're going to have amazing singing by Chris Directo. Man, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be like... we have amazing security with Devin in the back over there. You don't know what it is for the rock over there. And but it's going to be amazing, right? And so over here, Jesus, he invites all these people at the beginning, and they all are like, nah, I don't want to come, dude. And so you ever like invite somebody to church so many times with the Bible study, so many times, and they kept giving you the same excuse or many excuses? The truth of the fact is, they just actually don't want to come. Right? They're just too afraid to say it plainly. That's kind of what the servants are doing here. They just didn't say it plainly, right? And it's very cool that at the end here it says, get the crippled, the blind, and the lame, right? And people who Jesus invited at first, they could definitely afford to get their own clothes to wear suitable for the wedding banquet or for the great banquet. But then why would he invite somebody who can't afford to get these clothes? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, you want to invite people who can come with the right attire, right? Well, it's cool that at these times, either you come with the right clothes, or you come as you are, and the person who is hosting will provide you with the clothes, right? If you go to Matthew chapter 22, it's another parallel passage here. We begin verse 10. The Bible says, so the servants went out into the streets and gathered all the people they could find, the bad as well as the good. And the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came in to see the guests, he noticed a man there who was not wearing wedding clothes. He asked, how did you get in here without wearing wedding clothes, friend? The man was speechless. And so we see here, well, if you invited Kyle, didn't you just say that, like, either you come with the clothes on or the host would provide the clothes? Well, at this time, this man could definitely afford the clothes, but he decided to come still wearing what he wanted to wear. He didn't even want to wear what the host wanted to wear. And his like, wife, how would you even get in here without wearing the clothes, right? You know, I think, again, for great events like this or occasions, we need just accordingly, right? Say I go to Shane's wedding, I'm one of the groomsmen, and our attire is the Sig Zig shirt, his khakis pants, the black dress shoes, and I come over there and I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse costume. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'll probably stand up, right? And then what would Shane think? Shane would be like, Devin, security, they got out of here. How would you get in here wearing that thing, dude? Like, that's like the same as the king will look at someone who tries to come into his wedding banquet not dressed to how the king wants it, right? You see, Jesus, he has a criteria for you, right? If we don't know what he wants us to wear, how will you get in, right? There's some top-notch security there, right, Devin?
For the world.
For the world, right? But it is super awesome. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you just got dressed accordingly, right? And so again, for point number one, we have the great invitation, right? And if we think something is truly awesome, hey man, we're gonna invite lots and lots of people. I like how Trent just really touched on the point of, man, you gotta evangelize. If you're on campus, man, you gotta evangelize. Whether you say yes or no, this thing is still happening. You should come out. If you say no, I am speechless, dude. Like, wow. Okay, next person. I have a lot of these flyers, man. Let's go. The truth is, you're not looking for those. You're not looking for those who don't want to come. You're looking for those who do want to come, and then those who will come. Amen. And then, as we know, when we go sharing on campus or at the bank or wherever you are, many will accept the invitation, but not that many will actually show up. Right? Pretty crazy. I don't know about you, but you know, someone said here are students or were students at one point. And you know, at the end of the semester when you have the final exam, and then like, it's like, hey guys, like, this is the last week of school. Get something for the potluck, let's get something. Right? Buy something, bring something to share. We have an amazing time. But yeah, we have an amazing time, right? And like, who at the end of the semester would not want to come to a great potluck, right? Especially when that teacher is bringing a whole roasted pig. Gosh, almost a prime rib, right, Ben? Well, if we have like the biggest steaks there, that he's going to be cooking for us in the back. You just something like, you put some salt on top or something. But then you send out all these invites because anybody's invited, and then like some accept, and some just don't come. And you're like, how ridiculous is that? This is the best food around. We got prime rib, we got some Filipino pig, man. For the world. But isn't that how Jesus is saying when, hey, what do you mean you don't want to come to church? This is going to be amazing. We have amazing singing by Krista Recto. Man, amazing preaching by Kyle Bartholomew. That's pretty crazy, right? So if we as disciples, as Christians, think that's truly amazing, why wouldn't we want to share that? Right? Are you with that? And point number two, the great mistake. What excuses have we made lately not to come to Bible talk, not to come to church, not to wake up early to spend time with God? What kind of excuses are there? Maybe it's, oh, I got to study for class. Well, actually, you don't have to study for 8 hours a day. Right? You can spend this 1 hour with God. Oh, well, I don't want to come to church because, hey, man, I got to study for class. I have an exam coming up. Don't you get it? Yeah, I also get that church is only 2 hours long. Okay? And you don't study for 12 hours a day. Okay? Just recap on there. So again, where is your priority at today? Oh, I love God, but I don't come to church. Amen. Well, let's see what God says about that. Amen. So the great mistake. What kind of excuses are you making? Right? You know, if you've been like, invited to Bible talk so many times or to church so many times, you just haven't been coming out. I just want to encourage you, just come out. Come see it for yourself. See how awesome it is, right? And then what's cool is that we offer so many things throughout the entire week, every single week. Like you might say, oh, dude, I'm busy, man. I got 2 jobs. I'm going to full-time school. I'm busy, dude. Like, you don't even understand. Maybe not, but maybe God knows your heart, man. And what's cool too is that we make priority for the things that are important to us in life. Right? And so again, I think church is only 2 hours. No, bro. Right? Bible study only 1 hour. Bible talk, maybe like 20, 30 minutes. So what do you mean you don't have time for these things? Oh, it's cool. Well, hey, we have Bible discussions throughout the week. Every Friday, we have HVP, Mountain View, campus, right over here, at Starbucks and Coanico, everywhere. Holy smokes. Wow, which one do I go to? Pick one. Just come. There is really no excuse. Right, amen? Well, Sundays is like my best day, but you know what? I use that day to study. Well, like I said earlier, church is only for 2 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. Amen? Alright? Come up to service. Spend some time. And then every Wednesday night, we'll be right back here for our midweek service. All men and women welcome. Oh my gosh! That's amazing. Holy smokes. Wait. Wednesday nights? Friday nights? Sunday afternoons? Bible studies throughout the entire week? And Bible talk on Friday nights? So which one do I go with? To all of them if you want. So even if you're so busy, you claim you don't have time, you can at least come to at least one of these many events. Amen? So don't make the mistake of saying, oh, whatever you say, I'm too busy. Sorry, bro, I got to shower. I got to cook some dinner. Again, these things don't take that long. Point number 3, the great reward. You know, it's so rewarding to be at somebody's wedding. I know that Shane's wedding, I was like, and I wasn't even the one getting married. Right? But you know, you see Crystal walking down the aisle, and it's like, I look at Shane, like, oh, this is awesome, man. It's just so rewarding just to see somebody getting married. And you know, Todd proposed to Cecile just a little while ago, and coming to see their wedding, that's to be rewarding as well. He's fired up. But it's very rewarding to see all these things. And let me ask you, is it rewarding for you to come to church on Sunday? Is it rewarding for you to come to Devo, to Bible talk on Friday nights? Is it rewarding to share with other people? Wow, there's so many people walking around. I can share with all these people. Whether you say yes or no, hey, this is still happening, and I'm still going. I want you to share this awesomeness with me. Let's go. Right? And what Trent was saying earlier, do not be discouraged. People say no or walk off, preacher. Just do like, you know, Matthew 10:14. You look at it, you can write that down. But yeah, so all in all, point number 1, the great invitation. Please accept it and then come out. Amen. And point number 2, the great mistake. Whatever excuse you've been making lately, just like think, is it actually valid? You know what I mean? Or do you just not want to come? And point number 3, the great reward. It is very rewarding to come and worship God together as family. And to God be all the glory.